You are listening to a Heartifact Network podcast. Find us at heartifactstudios.com.au.
Welcome back to Australia Mania. It's the only wrestling podcast called Australia Mania. I'm your host, Ricki Needs, and joined with me always is the lovely David Yang. David, how are you?
What's up? That's the best I can do. No. What's up?
Oh my goodness.
Are we actually rolling?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Welcome back to Australia Mania. It's the only wrestling podcast called Australia Mania. I'm your host, Ricki Needs, is always joined by David Yang.
With him.
and Michael Thompson.
Hello. Wow.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, we took a bit of a break, but then again, so did WWE, so...
Hey, what do you mean I'm going to take a break? They're on fire!
I mean, okay, this week, yes. Okay, Extreme Rules happened. Was it Extreme Rules?
I think.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
It was. And we have a new Universal...
Brock Lesnar!
So we missed that, and then we haven't missed much else, because it's been pretty much like we're spinning our wheels, getting ready for SummerSlam, and yeah, now SummerSlam is just a couple of weeks away, and it's picking... This week picked up. This week was good.
Yeah.
I like this week.
There's been a lot of news.
Good stuff across the board. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing. Last couple of weeks have been, like, the post-Extreme Rules and the week after that were kind of just like, stuff's happening. You can see him putting, like, the shit into place for SummerSlam, and like, SummerSlam is, I don't know. It feels like it's going to be one of those cards that going into it, it's like, this feels real standard, like it doesn't feel like any big major matches, but it feels like, especially with AEW coming up, and they've announced their TV in the time we've gone as well.
There's the big piece of news.
They need to have come out and make a statement. And like SummerSlam, it has to be the place where they come out and make a statement.
I don't think a statement needs to be made. I just think it needs to be a notable shift.
Well, yeah, no,
and I think that's what we have.
It needs to be like, everyone needs to be talking about what happens at SummerSlam the next day. Like that whole week.
Well, that TV deal doesn't begin until October, doesn't it?
It doesn't, but...
No.
And then All Out is...
All Out's August 31st.
August 31st. So not long after SummerSlam.
Not long, yeah.
So I just feel like they need to come out of this with a lot of momentum.
I would say probably the most interesting thing to come out of SmackDown this week was we're finally going to be seeing one of the dream matches I think we've been waiting for a very long time, which is Charlotte and Trish.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Like SummerSlam...
I'm looking forward to that one because it's someone who was the big star of the 2000s taking on someone who is pretty much the Trish Stratus of this generation of women, pretty much.
Yeah. Like that feels like a big deal. But once again, it's like we've got to drag a legend out of retirement to get some buzz. And they go back to this well time and time again. I mean, that was the entire Raw reunion show, was just, let's get some people everybody knows, let's get the big Stone Cold pop. The only thing that I really enjoyed from that show was the Mick Foley Fiend segment, because it was like, this is a legend coming in and progressing someone forward.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, they came out and they buried the club, the OC, whatever they're calling them.
I like the OC.
Me too, but don't come out and fucking bury them. But of course they're going to do it because it's the NWO / the Click / DX, whatever.
Na.
They...
Are you singing the OC theme
He
song?
is.
That's what I was hoping someone would pick up on it.
California, here we come.
California.
Right back where we started from.
I've actually started watching the OC again. Because I've got all 4 seasons at home, so I've actually started going, ever since the OC became a thing, I went back and started watching all 4 seasons of the OC again. I'm actually up to halfway through season 1.
It's an interesting name. I would have gone with the OGs, but I guess OC.
Well, then again, if you saw what Road Dogg says,
club.
you might be the OC, but you're dealing with the OGs.
Yeah, okay. I suppose for that one line, you've just given a faction a name that can easily be associated with that weird teen drama from the 2000s. But once again, like, their whole segment buried a current, up-and-coming faction that they're trying to put a lot of steam behind. And obviously they are, because this week they won the tag titles, and now we've got them and AJ all holding gold.
Love it. Love it.
That didn't fucking take long.
Yeah.
Yeah? I'm still waiting for the Undisputed Era to be holding all the gold, and we'll see what happens at TakeOver Toronto.
Yep, I'm looking forward to that one, but too, by the way.
Oh, yeah, that card's shaping up to be fucking epic. But yeah, I don't know. It just feels like WWE's like that. There has been a marked change in the way they present the product in the last couple of weeks, and like obviously that is the Heyman influence. And I think either this week or last week was the first one where Bischoff.
This week felt definitely like a Bischoff run show.
Bischoff influence.
Yeah,
but I
think a lot of it has to do with, and I think this is why I believe the shift has definitely started to take a change.
It's funny
this is all they need to do.
Because Bischoff is actually not booking SmackDown. He's an advisor.
advising.
He's advising the
which is almost just as good, right?
Yeah.
But what you can see already is multi-layered stories.
Yes.
And not even just that, cliffhangers and things to make you go into next week. And nothing was more evidence of that than SmackDown today.
Yeah.
Like that ending with Roman.
What?
Such a early 2000s.
What happened?
Who attacked Aleister Black? It's up there as one of the biggest three things that's ever happened in the history of wrestling.
Yeah.
Who attacked Black? Who blew up Vince's limo?
Yeah.
And who dropped the scaffolding on Roman Reigns?
Yeah.
Right. Like
that feels like if it wasn't like if we didn't know that the Fiend was going after Bray,
you would have assumed.
Sorry, if the Fiend was going after Finn, I would have assumed it would be something like that.
Yeah.
But
I did it for The Rock.
I fucking love that
Ricki's
soundbite.
back. Ricki's back.
That would make so much sense. And then The Rock comes out and challenges him at SummerSlam.
The Rock did not like Aleister Black at all, so I did it for The Rock.
I did it.
I
love seeing The Rock. Like, I love
It's
watching
The
that
Rock's
video.
imitation of it.
Yeah.
Where he imitates like Big Show, Triple H, fucking, and then he fucking comes up. Oh, I did it for The Rock.
I still love watching that video back of when Rikishi revealed himself to be the guy who attacked Austin. The Rock's face is like, what the fuck are you on about?
it made no sense at the time. It was so stupid.
It was so good, though.
What's Roman doing at SummerSlam?
Exactly. We don't know. So this seems to be
apparently attacking people.
Well, no, I reckon there is a rumor it's going to be a 4-way tag match.
8-man tag match, so it'd be Roman, Usos, and Cedric Alexander versus Samoa Joe.
Well,
the OC?
No.
Not the OC. No, Gallows and Anderson and Drew McIntyre.
No. So
who have you got?
Like the rumor I heard, and it could be completely different. I don't know. Once again, it's a rumor. It's Roman and Alexander, the club, the OC, the Revival, and the Usos in a 4-way tag match for the titles.
Really?
Yeah, that's the rumor I heard. That might not be the case.
Intriguing.
But it just
like the Raw tag titles.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But having an extra face tag team in it with Roman and Cedric Alexander just sort of balances the heel face dynamic for that match.
You know what?
That's not a bad match.
Good on Cedric for being
he's
in there. Like he's part of a main card.
They're giving him like a main story kind of push. So I'm glad he's out of the 205 Live sort of space at the moment because no one knows what's happening with that at the moment. There's rumors it's getting absorbed with NXT. There's rumors NXT is going to be going live to TV on Fox when that happens.
Rockstar Spud just beat Mike Kanellis in an unsanctioned match as well.
I didn't see that. Also, right now the best heel in the company is Maria Kanellis.
Yes.
Yeah. You're right,
Yeah.
dude. That shot of her knocking on the door and just going.
Yeah.
Pregnant woman coming through. Oh, hello, Titus. You don't want to hurt a pregnant woman, do you?
It's such a good idea.
And it's so hard to juxtaposition that 15 years ago of what we knew of Maria.
She was a ditzy,
like that
ditzy
was
dumbass.
It is so hard to see because
she is a stone cold bitch.
Yeah,
and like that has got to be the best 180 of a character
And you look
change.
at where she came from too. Like she went like when she left WWE, she went to Ring of Honor, she went to Impact, she went to all these other companies, and she built up this persona. You know what? I want to be that stone cold bitch. I want to be known as the first lady of professional wrestling. And right there on Raw, that is the first lady of professional wrestling right there. That is the first lady Maria Kanellis I know from Ring of Honor and Impact Wrestling.
I know we've said it before, but I think that just the best nuance of this whole character is purely the fact that Mike Kanellis has taken Maria's last name. I love that so much. That is the most alpha move I've ever seen.
The one thing I liked, though, was Money in the Bank when they debuted in 2017. JBL's side comment is, he took her name.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like it's so nuancey, and it really adds to the layer of like she's a bitch.
He took her name.
If they weren't not part of a story for about 18 months, then like the build up for like him taking her name to her character now being a stone cold bitch would make a lot of sense. But right now it's just like it just so happens to have worked out. He could have come back as Mike Bennett. And they could have changed it in the meantime, just to make it seem like a bigger deal. But the fact that
his last name was Bennett.
Yeah, but because she said on Raw, she's like, I'm going to be at the OBGYN next week with my feet up in stirrups. I dare someone to come pin me.
I love it.
I want someone to go pin her, and I want.
Is she still 24/7 champ right now?
Yeah, she is.
She is. So she's left Raw with it.
And
Yeah.
the one thing I liked too about that too was that she turned around, like when Mike won it originally, she was knocking on the door. She's like, if you don't open up this door, I will kick you in the vagina.
There.
Yeah, it's great.
Yo, what a shot that would be,
But
fucking at the OBGYN.
But like
that would trump Drake's wedding.
have R-Truth and
You'd
Carmella?
send Carmella in.
well, no,
What I do is I
some
send
more.
Carmella in, get the pin, and then have her lie down for R-Truth just so he gets it back.
Yeah.
or just like either R-Truth sends in Carmella or Drake Maverick sends in his missus, and they
Oh my
both
God.
and they both like there's like
And there's like a triple threat.
there's like a triple threat match around a naked vagina.
Yep.
Attitude Era is back, baby.
Oh my God.
Um,
AEW's dead at that point.
I'm all about it. I'm all about that. Like they've managed to like because the
You had your doubts when the 24/7 title came into fruition, bro.
no, I know because I remember watching that fucking promo live and it was trash, but it's worked and it was.
I think you and I were the two men who
I
said,
was
I was so into that.
Yeah,
on board.
we were-
we were
and as
both
soon
big
as
fans.
R-Truth left Raw that first night, I was like, oh, we're going on a roller coaster here. No better man is better for this belt.
I have 100% said in the meantime that it is one of my favorite things on any wrestling right now is the 24/7 title. It was getting to a point where it kind of was getting to the same like rotating, just like Truth Drake, Truth Drake, Truth Drake. But
Now you've added the Canalises into it.
yes, and it has refreshed it at the right time where it's like if you can do this where you have like sort of a 2-month cycle where you have a couple people fight back and forth and then you introduce another person after that 2 months and then like introduce a new way for the title to change hands, it can keep it fresh and like it won't get stale after, just 6 months of being in existence, which I think a lot of titles like this
And-
have the danger of like happening to them. So
And Maria is reintroducing everyone to the power of love in that 24/7 title.
I'm all about it.
Trust me, I've already had the power of love for that belt since its inception.
The
Yeah,
power
well,
of love is back.
It's good. It's good.
And remember,
Do we
we've got to bless the First Lady of Professional Wrestling. She is back where she belongs, on top.
Yeah, she.
Well,
is-
Mike Canales
she-
would be a bottom.
Yeah, she's definitely a top. She's definitely a top. Do we have any news?
Well, came in here pretty much
Unprepared.
unprepared as
That's
always.
fine.
But it's
There's-
our first podcast back in a few.
There's plenty of stuff happening.
But probably the big one that came up, and we've seen it in the last couple of weeks, is that remember when WWE said, "Oh, there's gonna be no wrestling during commercial breaks anymore,"
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
but
went
how
back
long
on
did that
that.
last?
and they've reportedly lifted that ban.
Good. It made no sense to have every single match be a 2 out of 3 falls or a gauntlet match or some other weird gimmick to just not have wrestling during the ad break. It made no sense.
No, it didn't.
Like the fact that it goes live to TV, the fact that you do miss some bits during commercial breaks, it makes you feel like I need to be there when it comes to my town to see everything that happens even during the commercial breaks. And 2, it makes the matches feel like they're actually like shit happens during commercial breaks. Tough shit. I know they want to present it like a sport. I know that is one of the prime directives from Fox Sports is like, we want this presented like a legitimate sport. But wrestling has always had stuff going on during the commercial breaks. And you come back and you get like that one highlight that happened during the commercial break where you have like the change of like who's in control of the match. And that's fine. Like you don't need to see every single second of a match. The only problem is WWE at the moment has been like, here's what should be a nice 10-minute, middle of the card match between 2 really good mid-carders. And they somehow manage to squeeze in 3 ad breaks into what should be a 10-minute match. And then it draws it out to like 15, 20 minutes when it doesn't need to be. That stuff needs to stop. But obviously their advertisers have a say in how many ad breaks happen during the show. But if that wasn't the case, it would flow more naturally.
And I've got 2 more quick news items, and then we can move
Yes.
on to everything else. We all know now that Taniwa Dashwood, aka Emma, has signed with Impact Wrestling, and
Interesting move.
it's very interesting.
Very interesting,
because not only that, but Taniwa was actually trending in America. Like Taniwa Dashwood was trending. Like, apparently, her going to Impact Wrestling is a big thing.
Why?
I think because of how
because
big,
we just assumed
I think because
AEW?
I think because of her star rise in Ring of Honor when she was there for about 6 to 9 months. Like she took Ring of Honor women division to the next level when she was there.
Am I remembering incorrectly, or did she do stuff with Impact like not long after she left WWE? No, maybe I'm remembering incorrectly.
I mean, Michael would know.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Well, that's why I asked him, because I just remember hearing something about her showing up somewhere that wasn't Ring of Honor early in her having left WWE.
She's
days.
like one of the better female wrestlers.
I think she went to Major League as well for a couple of shows too.
Yeah,
that wouldn't surprise me.
I think she went to Major League Wrestling. And then the final one is that Marco Stunt, who has been the Over the Budget Battle Royal and accompanied Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy at Fight for the Fallen, has officially signed with AEW.
Officially.
Yeah.
Officially.
Also, today or yesterday, what's his name? Mike Van Vliet, the guy who does all those really good interviews on YouTube.
Yep.
He also signed as backstage.
He signed as their backstage interview. I'm like, that is a good get. But does that preclude him from doing all those interviews at like the WWE junkets now? Because that is a lot of what he does on his YouTube is like the junkets and stuff for like
I'd
the
say
2K launches.
It'd be a deal. It'd probably be a deal in place. Like he's probably not allowed to interview AEW stars outside of AEW itself, but he can probably interview other stars.
Yeah,
I'd imagine if I'm AEW though, I'm kind of signing him exclusive then at that point.
Well, it
Sort of
depends
depends.
what, because he obviously has his career. It's like the same with Sam Roberts. Sam Roberts still interviews people outside WWE on his podcast.
Yeah.
And he like Chris Van Vliet. He obviously
It'd be the
interviews.
same, I'd say.
Yeah, he interviews a lot of people on his YouTube channel. That's how he makes his bread and butter. So I'd assume that he'd still get invited to the junkets and go out to WrestleMania and SummerSlam and all that. He just happens to have a job at AEW. But it'd be interesting to see what WWE kind of do about that, because he's apparently very popular amongst the stars, and he's one of the guys they always like seek out to do an interview with, because he's very knowledgeable, he knows his stuff.
It's all about who's pettier than who. Because if you're AEW, you begin the pettiness by going, well, if we're going to sign you, you can't do shit with WWE, which so far it doesn't seem like AEW has that at all.
No.
Right? Well, obviously, like Billy Gunn or whatever, being part of AEW, managed to do the Hall of Fame. Like, there doesn't seem to be animosity on AEW.
But then again,
side.
like both him and JR got invited to the Raw reunion and both turned it down.
Yeah.
So whether that was like them personally being like scheduling conflicts, can't do it, or whether it was like
Probably
Cody
directive,
being like, maybe not do that. But then again, fucking Rob Van Dam shows up.
Yeah.
That was so
random,
fucking random,
and then absolutely sold it on fucking Instagram, just being like, got so high, showed up on Raw instead of Impact. Like that is just. And then like there was like so many wrestlers, and like even Paul Heyman commented on it. And he's just like, "That's great, man. Well done, beautiful."
He turned up at the wrong show.
I love it, man. It's just it's perfect. I miss Rob Van Dam so much.
He could still go, dude.
I know.
Well, actually, with JR, he would have loved to have gone, but he just didn't want to go. Only because I think he had other plans.
Yeah.
In either Raw
Oh,
reunion.
that's a work.
I guess we're probably never going to know like the whether it was like Cody or Tony Khan just being like, look, we don't want you to show up on WWE. We don't want people getting confused between the two brands at this stage, because like they are on the precipice of like putting on their biggest show of the year and then like a month or 2 months later debuting TV. So I don't know. Right now it just feels like they're trying their best to just cultivate the AEW image as much as they can, protect all the people on that show right now, and just be like, you belong to us. We need to really sell this to people. Like the little promo package they put together for the TV, like the little
that's really good
trailer, was really well done. I really enjoyed it. Obviously heavily Mox footage, or heavily a lot of Mox footage. Speaking of, currently undefeated in the G1.
Yeah.
And absolutely killing it. His matches have been fantastic.
The dude has got a whole new fire reignited under him,
He
dude.
is probably going to go to the G1 final. If you're undefeated, I think he's 4 or 5 matches in and he's undefeated. He, like, at this stage, you would have to lose.
Well, who does he meet? Coda?
I think on the other side, he will either face Okada, which would be fucking huge.
Could you imagine if Okada goes over, which is fine,
Yeah.
but then isn't the winner of the G1 chooses their opponent if it's the champ?
Yeah, if he's the champ, he gets to choose his opponent.
And then he just stands up and points to John, and they're like,
He's like, I want
we'll
you
do
again.
it again.
Yeah. Either that or the big rumor is that, Okada is going to win the G1 and he will handpick Ospreay.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I love that.
Have you seen their match?
Yeah, dude. Dude, Ospreay is one of the hot, and like we've said it fucking before, but he really, really is. He's one of the biggest commodities in wrestling right now.
He is. We're about halfway through the year. I have no one above him for Wrestler of the Year. at
Yeah,
this
he's
point.
Wrestler of the Year.
He is putting on a fucking just year for the ages.
So Adam Brooks chucked up on Instagram because this time almost a week before 2 years ago, he took on Will Ospreay at Ballroom Brawl at MCW 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That is just how quickly of a rise Ospreay's had.
He chucked that up on Instagram this morning.
Yeah. It's been like, and that's the thing, like, he said that little excursion he did to Australia is what like reignited his fire.
Yeah.
And that was only a couple of years ago. And even before that, like prior to that, you had him v Ricochet in the Super Juniors, which was like a lot of people's first exposure to him because it was such a big thing. Like everyone in the wrestling community was commenting on it. It's like people hated it, people loved it. There was like no in between of like, oh, this was okay. It was like other people just like, holy shit, what are we watching? And then it was like Jim Cornette being like, this fucking sucks, which he's want to do. And that was like his big thing. But then like, obviously around that time he got burnt out, came to Australia, did his little excursion around like all the small promotions, got that fire back under him. And the last 2 years he has just been going from strength to strength. Like obviously, he's only been working out with weights for like 8 months.
Yeah, and he's gotten some fucking size.
He has always been like just a body weight cardio guy when it comes to working out.
He's filled out a frame now.
He is legitimately starting to look. I think he's just a shy 6 foot or about 6 foot tall.
Mm.
So he's got a frame enough to put on like, because Japan they do run that pretty shoot gimmick of like you got to be. I think their limit is 215 or 220 pound to be a heavyweight. And he's right on that precipice right now. If he like spent time in the gym, he could easily just jump over it, and that would probably make him relinquish the junior title if he did that.
No one has ever held champ.
No.
Champ in New
No,
Japan.
it is such a like just the effort to get to a shot at the title in New Japan just seems like such a gargantuan effort.
If you had to put a champ on, with the year Ospreay has had,
I wouldn't put it past him, but it feels like one of those things where he may drop the junior heavyweight early at Wrestle Kingdom and then pick up the heavyweight later on in the night.
Oh,
just because because they wouldn't like
that would hurt Okada.
It's the one. It depends
event.
who he faces in the junior. Because if he goes up against like Dragon Lee or Shingo Takagi again, he could easily lose one of those matches and not come out looking that bad, because the two matches he had in the G1 final and the match for the junior heavyweight at Dominion were both fucking amazing matches and up there for match of the year. Both of them are. He could easily lose those, not look that bad. I know it would be like he's had a match early in the night and Okada loses to him.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. But, I mean, Okada's not fallible. I mean, he lost to Jay White last year in about, I think, 10 minutes to one Blade Runner.
You're 100% right in the sense that Okada has shown morality.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of morality. And that's what being the post-historic run he's had, that's what they established was, okay, we built this fucking superstar that's for the ages. The only thing that we can go from here now is to now show morality, where he was able to take these losses. Where he
mortality?
Didn't look like mortality? What was that?
Yeah,
morality.
Mortality, yeah.
Fuck!
Make him look human.
Make him look human, right? Fallible, right? Where he can lose, right? He's not above, but he also is above. But it's the teetering of the line.
I know, but
I think there's so much to be said about you strap it on Ospreay, you get that champ, and only just for a moment.
So the A block and the B block, these are the points at the moment. So 12 points in A block is Okada, Kenta on 8, Tanahashi 8, Ibushi 8, Evil 6, Archer, Ospreay, Sonata, Zack Sabre Jr. on 4, and Bad Luck Fale on 2. B block, Moxley 10, Robertson, Ishii, Tahaji 6, 6, and 4, Yano 4, Tachi 4, Naito 4, Cobb 4, Goto 4, White 4.
Yeah, it's
Kobski.
So it's looking like it's going to be Okada v Moxley. That's unreal. That is so good. Like, who would have thought a year ago that Dean Ambrose would be facing Kazuchika Okada in a match? that is just what? That doesn't make any sense.
You are marking.
Dude, how could you not, though? Also, the stuff he's been doing with Shota Umino in his like.
I love that.
He's starting to call him Shooter. I love it's so good.
You see that they fucking made it the sidebar image of the squared circle Reddit?
Yeah.
And it's just both of them like sticking up the fucking fingers. Oh, it's so beautiful.
Man. Like, this guy is having so much fun.
Yeah.
He is loving every fucking minute of it. And I honestly think...
I don't even miss Dean Ambrose.
No.
Normally when wrestlers leave,
but like we have John Moxley now.
Exactly. Normally when wrestlers leave, I sit back personally and I go, all right, like they could be doing a bunch of things outside, but I just don't see it better than what they've achieved in WWE, and I miss what they could do there.
Yeah.
Seeing what John has done outside WWE and like so much potential, and there's so much fun he's having.
It's like,
I don't want him to ever go.
How much was this guy handcuffed in WWE?
Yeah, dude.
So much apparently. But I'm kind of like, it depends how much fun he's having in Japan. It depends what the nature of his AEW deal is, because he did have, I don't know if we've covered this in the podcast, he put an opt-out clause 12 months into his AEW contract.
Ooh. Did not know that.
So he signed a 3-year deal, as did most people who signed full-time, but he put in an opt-out clause at 12 months.
Only the big boys have signed 5 years. I think Cody and Jericho have 5 years.
All the
Bucks have 5.
all the executive guys and Jericho have all
Daniels
signed 5
has
years.
4-year deal because Arian's got 4 years.
Yeah. But I think like all of the people outside of the being the elite sort of family, all signed 3 years.
Yeah.
But yeah,
opt-out
Moxley
clause after a year.
Moxley
That's
did put an
smart.
opt-out clause after 12 months. If he's having this much fun in Japan and Renee isn't too bothered about it, I can see him going back. Like
heading to Japan.
Yeah.
As in what, signing New Japan?
Yeah. So like
I don't put it past
doing an Osprey and signing like solid in New Japan.
And especially like so far AEW hasn't shown any signs of being like tyrannical, like where they're like really holding you back.
But I just think it's going to depend on like how he enjoys like the creative freedom he gets in something like the G1 compared to what his storylines are going to be once AEW kicks off. Obviously, he's got the Omega match coming up, which is going to be insane. But then after that, what happens? Like when weekly TV starts, what is his role going to be? Is he going to be in the championship hunt? Is he going to be
I'd
guy
say
there?
Him and Jericho would probably be in that championship hunt.
Yeah. I'd say like
that would be their first big superstar feud.
I feel like the first big four,
Hangman, Omega, Jericho, Moxley.
Yeah, and then like throwing like MJF, as well, because he's doing insanely good stuff.
I
as
would
a
love
heel.
to see MJF versus Moxley in a feud. They would work so well together.
I would love to see that. Like there is a lot of potential there, and obviously, like they've said, and like we said, this could be a good thing, a bad thing. You know, the boys are booking for the boys.
Yeah, and Moxley, you saw in the match he had with Joey Janela, he was having so much fun.
He was, yeah.
Him and Janela,
that match still just...
They had one of the best...
Oh.
I heard apparently both men just wanted to keep going.
Yeah.
Like, they wanted to have as much time as possible just to put each other through as much pain as possible.
The thumbtacks in the feet bit still gets me. I get the heebie-jeebies every time I think about it. It's
do like Janela, Havoc, and
Darby
Allin attacking each other right next to Blink-182.
Yep.
And them going, what the fuck, Janela?
They've got a match at...
Yeah, three-way.
Three-way. That's going to be fucking chaos.
Yeah. It's gonna be good.
Those two guys have no regard for their own personal safety.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be so good.
All that will be okay.
It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be pretty good.
Do you reckon
it's gonna be pretty good?
Do you reckon Punk shows? Because he's done apparently the sign.
He's
signed
at
up
Starcast.
He's at Starcast. He's doing a signing.
He is.
Every podcast in the history of the world is asking this question, so fuck, we might as well.
Okay, I don't think the question is, does he show up?
I think he will.
The question is, do you care?
Do
you care?
Don't.
Do you care?
Oh, if he reignites a feud with Jericho, maybe, but other than that...
I actually don't think he shows.
I don't care.
I don't care if he shows to AEW. I still care if he shows to WWE.
Yeah.
Because to me, that's unfinished stomping ground.
I don't want him to take away...
And then that's where
a bit of the impact of AEW, because, like...
They're probably looking at that going... He's adding impact to AEW. But really, and I agree with you, that's where it's misguided. They would look at it and go, oh, he's aiding us, when really, he won't be there for very long.
To the casual fan, who, like, probably right now, AEW is being like, we need to get casual fans invested in the weekly TV. Right now we have, like, our...
You got your hardcore.
Probably about 200,000 to 300,000 people right now is their big base, their hardcore base, that are going to watch every show. When they're in their town, they're going to show up and go to TV tapings and that sort of stuff. But outside of that, there isn't really a big market, because not a lot of people, casual wrestling fans, don't know who these guys are. They know who Mox and Jericho and Cody is.
Yeah.
But outside of that, they're like, who are these guys from Japan, or wherever the fuck they're from?
And it's a good way for AEW to build these stars into their own.
Yeah. But, like, having someone like Punk, I see from, like, a business perspective being like...
Put eyeballs to the product.
Exactly. And, like, right before they go to, like, start doing live TV, that's a big get. But I just don't want it to. Like, I don't want him to take a spot from. And this is what he said.
I think Punk just might turn up maybe just as a one-off sort of thing.
Yeah.
They'll do an NXT, they'll pan the crowd, and then he'll just be sitting in the front, and it'll be like, oh, would you look at that? CM Punk. And he stands up anyway.
Yeah,
It's
so
like,
he goes,
and it just so happened to sign.
Hi, Colt Cabana.
It's noted UFC fighter Phil Brooks.
Oh, my God.
Or what's that UFC underneath that he's commentating? He's commentating like a UFC.
Pretend like he's never done it. Ex-Ring of Honor star, notable MMA.
Yeah.
We'll see on Punk Brooks.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, that would be fucking hilarious. Yeah, he's commentating for like one of their smaller, like one of the smaller.
It'll be like part-time commentator.
Yeah.
One day a year MMA star.
Yeah.
Phil, chick magnet Punk Brooks.
Yeah.
Like that.
Hey, man, I would have given him one more match in the UFC, honestly. I think he had something.
No.
I think he had something.
No.
No.
Did you watch that last match?
I watched that last match.
Trash.
It shouldn't have gone on any longer than 15
It was
seconds.
trash.
He's got to stop embarrassing himself, and that was just purely embarrassing.
It was bad. The guy on top of it, like, he had... Anyway,
Dana fucking stiffed the dude he fought in the last match.
Well, because the dude he fought was acting like a dickhead. He was acting too arrogant. He didn't finish the match.
Could have finished him in 5 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was fucking terrible. Anyway,
Dana Brooks turned around and said, "Yeah, Punk's done fighting UFC. I don't want him. He's damaging my
say Dana
company."
Brooke. Dana White.
Dana White, sorry.
Dana Brooks is running UFC now. I'm for it.
I wouldn't be surprised eventually. She's got fucking muscles.
Her Twitter game's up.
Yeah.
Well,
her socials have always been
pretty good. Yeah, but she called out Becky.
And Becky called her back.
Yeah,
Becky clapped her really hard on the fucking return serve.
Yeah, I know. But like, apparently she got busted up at a house show. No, sorry, a main event taping.
Yeah.
And everyone's talking about it. Everyone's just like, man, she like showed a fair bit of guts getting through like the end of that match with like being busted, and
she has passion so much. I just think it's gimmick work.
She has no discernible character that isn't just I want to do really well. I want a shot.
You didn't hit me up because I put the message to the group chat yesterday about my view on Natalya. Did you read that?
I have given my view on Natalya on the show on multiple occasions.
Yeah, but I want to like put it out there, like, because she had that Raw promo.
Yeah,
sucked.
Yeah,
sucked, and it's hard to hear. Right?
Yeah. She can't
cut a promo. But like Natalya has always been, and like if you read her on paper, everything that she is from a family standpoint, her legacy, her wrestling acumen, the things that she can do as an actual amateur wrestler, right? Yeah. The way she looks, her build, all that kind of stuff.
Only female to graduate from the Heart Dungeon as well.
Yeah. You look at that and you go, on paper, what the fuck? If I'm tiering all the girls on paper, Charlotte at 1 and then Natalya at 2. Right, is what I'm looking at there.
But based on
it's so hard. And then
every factor you've measured pro wrestling on, she should be up there, but she just can't come.
But she's a great performer. She just can't.
What are we missing? What are we missing? For me, it's so hard to define.
Everyone forgets this, but back in the day when she first came up, she was a heel, and she was a fucking good heel.
Yeah. Well, she's now turned again, hasn't she?
She's been I don't know what the
kind of trying to tease between.
She's still seen as that crazy cat lady.
Okay, that's one thing is the cat thing. She just all on social media. It's about a cat.
Remember the farts as well when she had fighting problems as well.
People like that annoy me. Who just all they post about is their fucking cats.
It's good shit.
It's not good shit.
No, I agree. So a social game is bad.
Social game is terrible.
But that shouldn't be like she's had a 15 or 10-year career at the very least. I'm not sure on the semantics.
She's been around for a long time.
She is, aside from Alicia Fox, the longest tenured female wrestler.
She is, yes.
Right, unheard of from any other women's wrestler of her time and even now.
Yeah,
right. And she has barely a handful of titles to show for it. Even that, like maybe 3. I think.
If you look at where she started, she was still in the shadows of Michelle McCool and Beth Phoenix.
Like that era.
Yeah, but then, she was in their shadows, and now she's
which is fine.
Her teaming up with Beth Phoenix was a great idea.
It was.
The Divas of Doom.
And it made them both legitimate. But Beth Phoenix leaves, Natalya stumbles,
and that's
really
where she
as a solo
should have gone over. Because that Nikki Bella era should have belonged to Natalya.
Can we not talk about that era, please?
That's what I'm getting at. It's like we're looking at this and this historic career she's had via tenure.
Yeah.
And on paper, she's like, she could go down as one of the greatest women's wrestlers ever. So it's like Charlotte obviously will end up being that. But like second to her is the equivalent of Bret Hart, right? In terms of Ric Flair, right? and just nothing to show for it. But you ask yourself, why? She has the physical appearance. She has the moveset, the psychology.
She's just been bad.
What is it?
She's just been badly booked over the last decade.
Is it just bad booking?
It's consistently
for a decade.
It's consistently bad booking. Her bad mic spots as well.
I will
as her
agree
social
with
game.
Mike, but I don't think Mike has to be everything.
her social game as well. She's a good.
That's something that's come relevant like last
She's a
5
good
years.
wrestler.
Yeah.
I like her as a wrestler.
She's a very good wrestler.
But it's just all the other things she lacks.
Because I do think it does come down to...
It's a lack of polish from her, I think, in my opinion.
And that all plays into, I think, the big reason why they don't push her is because, and I don't know if it to be true or anything, but she just can't garner an audience, right? Like, she can't draw, which is interesting. I just can't... I can't imagine why she would not be able to draw.
No,
and that's character work, in a way.
Yeah, basically, when she comes out most of the time, she gets little to no reaction from the crowd. Like, they go, oh... Cool, Natalya's here. Yay.
I mean, they try to do, and this is one of my more controversial opinions. I'm not a Bret Hart fan,
and neither am I. I didn't grow up in the era, so I can't.
But like, even going back now, if you ran that character today, it would fucking flop. It would be terrible.
That Bret Hart style of character,
the excellence of execution, the best there was, like all that sort of stuff. Where it's just like, I am the best at wrestling. That is his character.
The last person to do it was Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
But Kurt Angle had that comedy element to it.
Oh, yeah. There was layers to his character.
Bret Hart just never let into his character.
Bret Hart was far too stoic.
Yeah, he was. If you do that now, it's just not going to work.
Yeah.
Because you need to be someone outside of the fact that, like, I'm a wrestler, but I'm also, whatever. There's a reason I'm doing this. Not just because I'm the best at it and I want to be the best. I want to prove myself to be the best. That character doesn't draw. And when they tried to do that a bit with Natalya, I think it was after her face turn from being just like this really dominant heel. They tried that. It didn't really work.
Well, they really,
in
lighter terms, they really turned face. Her, Tyson Kidd, and D.H. Smith, they really turned face at WrestleMania when they all sided with Bret Hart against Mr. McMahon.
Yeah.
That was when they really turned face.
Yeah.
The first time around.
And she's held on to that face rub since then.
It just feels
dwindled and dwindled.
Well, when they had the brand extension, she was a heel.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really good.
They were planning to turn her heel before her dad passed.
Yeah.
And that was like the plan. It was her and Rousey in a match.
Yeah.
But then they put it on the back burner after Jimmy Anvil Neidhart's sudden passing.
Yeah, you'll never. But like, I think now like there is enough time has passed where it's like, all right, if she's and she would be okay with it by now to actually pull the trigger on that heel turn, make it happen. Because right now, I mean, you've got.
Because she's in an interesting position. She's one of the oldest tenured, but she still has potential to be top of the card.
And you should be able to run a really good story
with her and Becky.
But her as the heel and her as like just run a bit of like the reality of like I've never been able to break through. I've never been able to connect with like just run down the audience, run down the company.
Exactly what we've just said
and
here.
And just be like, I want my goddamn opportunity and like make Becky be the punching bag for all of her frustrations over the last decade.
Because they
make that happen.
They also had matches in NXT when Natalya went back to NXT.
Her matches in NXT are fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Her match against Charlotte was awesome.
Natalya can wrestle. Like that's what I said. She's a genuine product of being a heart blood.
She lacks the polish of
and it's just that.
A complete wrestler.
Do you think her legacy actually hurts her?
I think it does. Yeah. And I think that's where this all comes to full circle.
But then you look at Charlotte.
And then you look at Charlotte on the other hand.
But Charlotte has managed to craft her father's character into something that
she's managed to turn against her legacy in ways.
But
that's
also
where Natalya hasn't done that yet.
When she is at her best as a heel, it is just shades of her dad.
Yeah,
it is just like. But she's managed to craft the character in a way that resonates with an audience in this day and age, and then she backs it up every time in the ring by being one of the best in-ring performers.
The Ric Flair character is something that can you define it?
No.
You can't, right?
It's just Ric Flair.
It's just Ric Flair.
It's just Ric Flair.
And I'm saying that, I think that will last in wrestling forever. Yeah. Right? So, whereas something like you just said with the Hart kind of character, where it's just being excellent at wrestling.
And also, the Hart character is also, every time a Hart member comes in, they're going to turn around and say, I'm the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
She even uses similar music to Bret Hart.
I'm going to keep ramming that down people's throats.
Charlotte uses the goddamn...
I know, but like... I don't know. There's something about it that just works with Charlotte and doesn't work with Natalya.
But you can't pin it on it.
I know.
That's what I'm getting at here. I know. Is because it's so... It hurts because I look at it on paper.
Whenever I hear Natalya talk, it just sounds like...
well-scripted, rehearsed.
She sounds like a cat mum. And I know a lot of cat mums in my life.
Yeah, fair,
and she just sounds like a cat mum. And I can't get that image out of my head.
Every time I see Natalya talk, I think straight away that she's on an episode of Total Divas.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it seems fake, and there's no...
Yep.
And that's why I think there needs to be a shift. A drastic
And that was
shift in
one with
character
Nikki
for her.
Bella too. Like Nikki Bella was when she was mic talking. I know when
Every time someone says her name, I'm just like, oh, God.
when she was talking on the mic, Nikki Bella. Every time you listen to her, it's like an episode of Total Bellas or Total Divas.
Yeah.
She sounds like she's scripted out what she's gonna say, and she's basically reading from a camera.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
The-
couldn't
She's reading
agree
from
more.
the prompter.
The only time
and
they-
that's Natalya's problem too. Natalya feels like she's reading from a teleprompter that's
Yeah.
on camera.
No, I think you've hit the nail on that.
That's exactly what it looks like when Natalya. Like, she's not organic. She's not her. Like, she could probably be something else other than what she is now. It's just she needs to find the words that resonate with her a lot more than what she's spewing out.
I think you've hit the nail on the head with the Total Divas thing. Have you guys seen that episode of Total Divas where she was trying to like work a new gimmick out?
Yeah.
What? No.
And she, okay, I used to watch Total Divas.
No,
because,
so did I.
yeah, because like I like
I still do
the backstage stuff, and like
Yeah.
especially when like
I don't care about John Cena being in the pool or John Cena's house. I just like to see them backstage.
yeah, exactly. I
I'm
like
talking
that
early season Total Divas.
stuff. Yeah, but there was this
I
one.
did like Rusev barbecuing naked though. That was the fun.
That will always be the
Rusev is
fucking-
the only superstar on that show where it's like I love to see his character outside of wrestling.
I want him.
Babyface, I love being in America. Rusev is the best.
I want him and Lana to have their own reality show, Ms. Mrs. Style.
Oh my god, yes.
It would be great.
Oh my
Anyway,
God, yes.
Back to
there was an episode where she was trying to. I think it was like when they were turning her heel again in like, maybe like 4 to 5 years ago. Total Divas has been around for ages. Like I keep forgetting. It was
It's
like
got to be going on 9 years now.
Yeah,
so
it's
it's like 35 seasons later or something like that.
Yeah, so it feels like it. It was about 4 to 5 years ago. They were turning her heel, and she was like, "I need something a bit more, like, you know, bold and like heelish." And her mum
Oh god.
went to a sex store and looked at like dominatrix stuff, like leather. And do you remember that stage where she kind of like wore a lot of like black leather, a lot of strappy?
Yep.
She kind of
shit
still.
she's wearing now, like
It was, but more black, like none of the pink accents.
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
just all black and stuff. But just the way that she was reacting to like all the stuff in the sex store, I understand it from like if you're a TV producer, this is hilarious content. But just her reactions to it, it just felt like you don't seem like that much of a fun person. Like if you're getting like
and that's what
worked up and freaked out by a couple of fucking dildos.
dude, the way she talks about her relationship with fucking
Tyson Kidd?
With Tyson Kidd.
Yeah.
It's like you get the vibe that she's not a very dynamic person in terms of like the things that she's into and things that she's not into.
Yeah.
Like
And I think
it's
it's
about
just-
her cats and about her love for Tyson.
Yeah.
That's about it.
And like that's kind of the thing. And like the thing with Charlotte, especially right now, especially since she got with Andrade, the shit she's posting online just matches so well with her character of like her just in like on the back of a boat, just a basketball jersey, fuck tons of side boob, and just like with this fucking handsome Mexican man draped across her, just like
Yeah.
fuck yeah,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
Be any more
You-
Ric Flair.
You are your fucking father's daughter right now. You are just in like what feels like, you know, you're not playing this up too much. You are living a life where you are fucking every time you get a chance to have the time off, you're off to fucking Mexico on the beach, on a boat, fucking tits out, just having a fucking life. And
The problem with Natalya is that she's not an introvert, she's not an extrovert, she's just a really socially awkward person.
she is.
She's very
She is.
socially awkward.
well,
It's just and it's a combination of all these things.
a lot
Just-
of current
just-
wrestlers are like that though. Like Finn Balor is an introverted person. He's self-proclaimed socially. socially
Lana's
awkward.
very extroverted.
Yeah.
yeah, no shit.
Well,
Yeah.
someone like Xavier kinda is like that as well.
Xavier Woods,
Yeah.
yeah.
But he's played now into
but
becoming more
they've-
extroverted in his own.
They've
sphere.
found like outlets for it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, they've managed to craft these really cool online personas
Yeah.
that are kind of half their wrestling character, half who they are. They've found this cool middle ground where it's like, yeah, I get who you are in the ring, I get who you are out of the ring, and I understand why you're doing what you're doing.
And just to finish off all that, two of the biggest names that are also very much like Natalya as being socially awkward, socially anxious, or like introverted: Brock Lesnar
Yeah,
Yep.
and Seth Rollins.
yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of Brock,
Segway.
speaking of Brock, He's the champ again.
The greatest of all time.
He showed up 2.5 hours late to Raw, by the way.
He showed up.
He showed up.
And when he showed up, he showed the fuck up, Michael, all right? No one else remembers what happened on Raw aside from that beating.
That was a big beating.
Those
chair spots.
Oh, dude, those chair spots, and then onto the fucking the
gurney.
The gurney.
There's no real way to protect yourself from that.
Sell that.
No, that fucking hurt. That just hurt.
Oh, I love it.
There's no way that.
You see Xavier
hurt.
Put up the fucking Instagram video?
No.
Oh my god, it was.
Oh wait, was this the?
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Wow. It was that fucking that preacher going wow.
Yeah.
To every spot that Brock would hit.
Wow. Yeah. I'm really kind of worried about Seth Rollins.
I think the story you run here...
the crowd was chanting one more time when he was getting F5'd on the chairs.
And I don't blame them, because we've said it before, and it's been said so many times, Seth Rollins did not have a good run with that belt. Because
he wasn't really given a good chance to run with it.
I don't think so anymore, and I think it's now... The last time Seth Rollins had character was when he was with the Authority. Was when he turned heel, and that was the last time.
That was peak Rollins.
But
also when he was
then,
stalking after Brock Lesnar with a fucking chair backstage.
That lasted 2 weeks.
I know. They lost momentum when they paired him up for the mixed tag match with Becky. Because he came off like Becky's little bitch.
And that's what that's also what they've done wrong, but it's on top of a pile of things that
I know.
is wrong with the Seth Rollins, and it's not his fault. Because he
needs a refresher.
He does. And this is what I think should happen here to shock and go into SummerSlam. You write Seth out.
Yeah.
You write
Have
Seth
someone
out.
else.
He doesn't deserve to not only just win that title back, he doesn't deserve to win that title back for one.
You know what?
And two, he probably doesn't even deserve to be in that marquee match against Brock right now.
Unpopular, it could be an unpopular opinion.
Because that match closes the show, and I don't think Seth gets that pop.
I think they've done enough work in the meantime. Roman again.
Maybe Roman again. And if
maybe
Braun.
Maybe.
I was thinking three. Roman, Braun, or if Fiend wasn't in a match.
Oh, fuck, that'd be great.
That would have been good.
I would struggle to see Brock working a gimmicky match like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see him try.
Because
I think with the Paul Heyman in charge, Brock's a bit more open, man. I like to think it.
Yeah.
Or the one thing that we haven't seen yet, and they might hold off on it. Here's one out of the box. Daniel Bryan. He's supposed to make a career-altering announcement.
Oh, what's that announcement?
He's supposed to be making a career-altering announcement.
Someone said it was a rumor he's going to 205.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of still the shoot rumor. I think it actually might be. But that'd be weird. Because I think the fact stays the same. But Seth shouldn't be in that match.
No, but if you put Bryan in it, because Bryan and Brock had a really fucking good match.
They did.
Yeah, exactly. And it makes sense.
And look at Bryan. Bryan enjoyed every beat, like the beating he got from Brock. He enjoyed it. He smiled.
His little promo after he lost the belt, or the tag belts at Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
Kind of looked like he lost his mind a little bit. And I'm like,
I like this Daniel Bryan.
Delve into that.
Yeah.
He's
just
so good.
Just make him this
I love it.
Just make him this not autistic, but just like this sort of really weirdly focused, just awkward, just crazy strong motherfucker. Just have him act super weird.
He's very introverted, Daniel Bryan.
He is.
He is.
Very introverted.
Yeah.
But when he's in the ring, that's his expression.
Yeah.
And but have him just go really weird with it. Are
you thinking
just
James McAvoy from fucking Glass?
Yeah. Something weird. Just do something really different with him. But just when he gets in the ring,
he switches on, and it's just
almost like the old
Festus.
Thank you. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah, just have him be really weird and quiet when he's not in the ring. But the minute he gets in the ring, he gets white line fever and just turns into this psychopathic brawler that will not stop hurting you until the fucking ref has physically pull him off. He could sell that.
It's actually really funny because Brian Kendrick had that when he went over to TNA. In 2010, he was he'd be quiet, he'd be by himself. He'd put the robe over his head, he'd just be rocking in the corner.
Yeah.
But then when the bell rang, he'd take the robe off and he'd just be kicking ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Brian Kendrick had that gimmick really well, where he felt like he was an escape patient.
Put Brian in that match. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Here's the better shock factor. Have Daniel Bryan beat Brock Lesnar.
No, that's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Yeah.
And it hurts me to say, but I think if you throw... Because I think...
I'd love it.
I think regardless,
everyone would love it if Daniel Bryan won that belt. Like he'd get the biggest pop.
Well, because
in a very long time.
The next big pay-per-view is a big pay-per-view is Survivor Series.
Yes.
Yep. And then you'd get Daniel Bryan versus Kofi again, which would be
yeah.
sick, right?
Are we expecting Kofi to hold it till then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think he drops to Randy. Oh, but he could drop to Randy. He could drop to Randy.
I can see
but then again,
he could drop to Randy, couldn't he?
I wouldn't be mad at a Kofi versus Randy. No, sorry, Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton match of Survivor
Exactly.
Series. I wouldn't be mad.
There's no lose because even if Brock retains, you get Brock versus Randy as well.
And Randy wants revenge for almost damn near killing him in the middle of the ring.
I think Survivor Series at this point is win-win, right? Depending on where they go. But it's lose if Seth Rollins stays
Plus,
in
Randy
the match.
Orton doesn't forget. You fucking cracked my skull open like an Easter egg.
Yeah.
Randy,
part of my brain was showing
Their
on live
story
TV.
for everyone but Seth, and I hate to keep harkening back to it, but I think they need to do it.
Well, I mean,
and they've kind of set it up.
the only story left for Seth, and I think I pitched this a few podcasts ago, which is he's never beat Brock clean.
Exactly, but now you can't do that after that beating.
You have to build it to Mania next year.
Yeah. He can't do that after this.
No.
This has to be something where...
This has to be a John Cena style, just demolishing.
Not even... this demolishing here does not let him go to SummerSlam. You just got to write him off.
Yeah.
And then in the next 2 weeks, you call up a next challenger. Because you
someone
want to have impact to what Brock had just done.
Yeah.
If what he had just done, and then 2 weeks from now, Seth just takes time off TV and then shows up to SummerSlam, you lose the impact of what just happened there. The impact really gets solidified if it's no, shoot... Seth can't compete. We need to find another challenger.
Well, if you look at Bella's taking time off after SummerSlam. The Fiend is writing him off at SummerSlam.
Yeah, which
I would
have they announced whether or not it's going to be Demon Bella? Because they better not be Demon
no,
Bella.
They're saying it isn't, but
thank God.
I want to see that.
No.
I know. You got to
Not
protect.
now.
You got to protect Demon Bella.
Not now.
I get that.
Mania next year, Demon Finn versus the Fiend Bray.
Yeah, and both will be undefeated, and I'll like that.
I would be okay with that.
And then if you look at Seth Rollins, I think he needs to follow in Finn Balor's footsteps. And take 2 months off.
Yeah, distance makes the heart grow fonder. Seth's character is a bit worked and a bit tired at the moment, and this is the.
He looks burnt out as well. He looks really burnt out too. If you look at him,
no, he is.
I've seen him on TV the last couple of weeks. He looks completely burnt out. He looks like he's lost.
He looks like a man that writing team has gone. Okay, we have so many options, but really none of them are really any good. It's because
I think he's lost the passion for it a bit too.
I know it's hard in this day and age. Run him as a true tweener.
Becky style.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like in order to be a tweener...
You kind of have to.
Tweeners are built organically, though.
I know.
You can't build tweener.
I know. It's super hard. But you've got to push him for that direction. Because
Kevin Owens was a really good tweener, too, because people were cheering him, people were booing him as well.
He's kind of...
now.
He's kind of like the tweener now.
He's not tweener now, he's face.
Yeah, he is.
But he was tweener via organic push, and then now that they've noticed it, made face of it, which is good.
And he beat Drew clean today too.
Yeah, after a series of solid, which made Drew look strong too.
Yeah. It was like 2 stunners and 2 super kicks. Had to put him down.
Yeah. But the idea of clean win is fucking.
Here's another match I wouldn't be mad at. I wouldn't be mad for a KO versus Brock match next month.
No, would I?
Had that match?
No. But do you give KO the rub? Because I think regardless,
they're building him up for something.
Exactly. I think regardless,
Brock I want to see him destroy Shane. I want to see him destroy Shane.
KO.
Yeah. But then he can go to Brock if you need someone for Brock.
Go to Brock next month.
But
I'd put the Universal title belt back on Kevin Owens because
I would too.
He's at that peak now. He's at peak.
Yeah.
I'm there, and pretty much that's what they've been building up to since he came back from those injuries. They've been building him up since his return, but when he turned heel on the New Day and then turned face again,
it was weird because he was face and he was heel for a month and now he's back to
being. But it's Kevin Owens. He's made it work.
I know.
I think they're building to something special with KO. I think they're going okay. In the next month or two, we're going to give him a big belt and he's going to run. He's going to run with the baton on this one.
He's always had the potential, even when he came into NXT, and the first thing he did was fucking slam
Cena.
No, slam Sammy against the guardrail, the ring apron. But then his debut on main roster with the NXT title
he beat Cena clean.
Fucking Cena clean like that. In that moment, you were just like, "What are the plans for this guy? How fucking high is his ceiling?" And I think now, I know he had the run with the Universal title, but of course only after Finn had to relinquish it. Lost to Goldberg there.
But I think this time around, they've built him up over the last couple of years for another big run.
I think it's time you pull the trigger on Kevin Owens in the biggest way possible Like, I think he's going to fucking demolish Shane. He's going to fucking destroy him.
You haven't even been mad at either.
Yeah.
If Kevin Owens comes out instead of Seth Rollins later in the night and beats Brock Lesnar clean after he's demolished Shane.
Yeah.
And then you go and you look at Kevin Owens and you go, fuck, they've built him up to be the prize fighter he turns out he's been saying he is. And, you know, they put him up as this big guy now.
It's just, we've said all this and I agree, but at the same time, it's just so hard to imagine anyone beating Brock Lesnar clean.
No, I know.
Because it's still Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Like, I want a Kevin Owens.
Brock would put Kevin Owens over.
You want to think that, and I want to think that too. And I like to believe with Heyman in charge, he's pushing for it. Because Heyman's a big fan of Kevin Owens.
Yeah. He is, yeah.
And Bischoff is too. Bischoff.
And Bischoff,
Because if you've listened to Bischoff's podcast, well, not 83 weeks, but all the other podcasts and stuff he's done beforehand, he's talked about High and Mighty, how much he loved both El Generico and Kevin Owens in Ring of Honor. And he said that both of them coming to NXT was the best thing for them because eventually they're going to both be shot to the sky. Now, I know that Sammy's in a very weird spot at the moment, but I think now with Heyman there, because Heyman also loves Sami Zayn too, I think those two are going to get a bit more exposure, the better rub than what they had under a Vince McMahon-style creative booking outlet.
Yeah.
I'd just be so keen to see how...
Because Triple H booked them both beautifully.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, Sammy's last match, which was Shinsuke's first match.
Oh, my God.
I'm now just picturing SummerSlam with Kevin Owens standing tall, and that is a lot.
With the Universal Championship belts?
That is I think it goes back to what we were talking about at
and that's
top of the show.
Very Stone Cold.
At the top of the show, it was just, you need to come out of SummerSlam with a massive talking point. That is a huge talking point.
That's huge.
Yeah. You want to get buzz.
Because you got the first big talking point being Seth is not going to be there, and rightfully so shouldn't be.
And then you craft the story throughout the night of, like, who are we going to build up to be his opponent?
Yeah.
Oh, my
like
goodness.
Brock just stands in that ring, and then that fucking KO shadow comes on. What? I'm actually goosebumping. I haven't had goosebumps since Stone Cold's fucking shadow.
So the first match of SummerSlam, I think, will be Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon.
I think it'll kick off as well.
Yeah, Kevin's going to demolish him.
Yeah, I think he should run over him with like 3 stunners and that's it.
Yeah,
like
really put him out.
Yeah, just really be like, I am a wrestler. You are not a wrestler.
Yeah,
I am going to come here and fucking destroy you.
And I want Kevin Owens to say to the camera, "Oh, I'm not done tonight."
No, because that's too obvious.
He walks out. And then
he just walks out clean.
The ring announcer says that Seth Rollins is not here tonight due to injuries. Then Brock comes out, and then you hear Kevin Owens' music again. The crowd.
No, Brock comes out last.
All you do is just during a backstage bit, you just have Kevin Owens walking into Paul Heyman's office. Simple as that.
Yep.
And he's there to broker the deal.
Oh, no, because I don't want anything to happen.
I don't want anything.
I think it should be as pure as Brock just stands in that ring with
I know,
Heyman.
but you're going to have people just being like, oh, how did you do that? All you do is just, like, no dialogue. You just have Kevin Owens backstage making a beeline for Paul Heyman's office, and then that's it. That's the only thing that, like, the commentators don't acknowledge it, no one acknowledges it, and then at the end of the night, Brock's in there waiting for the person, then ba-da-da-da.
Oh, dude. Oh, the fuck. I'm actually goosebumping.
And then Kevin Owens walks out of SummerSlam with the Universal Championship belt, and everyone goes, what the fuck have we just seen?
It would just be... It would be...
He would have killed 2 big things that the internet has been pissed off with. That is a rub.
Okay. Stone Cold at 14 when he beat Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm thinking.
But like that like JR commentary of just like the Austin era has begun. Dude, I mean, they gave him the stunner.
Yep.
I mean, they clearly have something in mind for him.
And Austin is big on KO too. Like, Austin sees a lot of KO in him.
There's a lot of respect in the industry when it comes to taking someone's finisher. Yeah. To have Stone Cold pass off on that is huge.
Yeah.
Because the internet has been exploding recently with some guy in NXT asking Taz for the Taz mission. And Taz has responded, initially gone, ask, because it's such a big thing for these wrestlers. Like, ask me privately.
I mean, it's like Ricochet with the code breaker now. Like, Ricochet uses the code breaker. He actually,
even though it's not called the code breaker anymore.
He asked Jericho, he's like, oh, can I use it as my finisher as well? And Jericho turned around and said to him, like, yeah, man, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, most wrestlers will be like, oh, fuck yeah, like, I respect you.
And that was
go ahead.
a lot of respect that Jericho gave over the Ricochet, saying, I trust this guy to use the code break, even though it's not called that.
Yeah, because apparently it's now on WWE's list of banned terms.
Oh, wow. Well, the Walls of Jericho have gone as well.
The Walls of Jericho is no longer...
The line salt.
And, the line salt's no longer about... Like, anything that Jericho does is now no longer now now to be used as.
Is it
I know, how petty is that?
so
Maybe they've taped over Jericho.
The guy's left your company like 4 times, man.
Yeah.
Maybe they've taped over the list of Jericho. It's now called just the list.
Yeah,
And they've taped over of Jericho.
I would just, yeah.
That's petty. That is
But yeah,
really
like
petty.
what is? I can't remember what Ricochet calls it, but it's not the code breaker anymore. It's something else.
But he uses it though.
He does, yeah.
But for him to get the okay from Chris Jericho,
Yeah.
is a big
But it's
thing.
the idea of getting the okay, because it's a respect thing in this industry.
How similar is the Taz mission to the Coquina Clutch?
Nah, it's
not actually
it's a
sure.
modified version. So
It's a more like a straight up like chokehold.
Yeah, so basically, with the Taz mission, it's one arm.
Yeah.
Joe uses both his arms
Right, yeah,
to
yeah.
apply the cocaine clutch.
He also has that second arm, like the hand on top of the head.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Which is a proper kicking, like a proper actual aspect of that.
But,
Yeah.
but Taz normally
it was just
uses,
a full like just
it was
choke.
just full one arm, drop him down, and then
Yeah.
and then he'll bring the other arm around just to get that leverage.
Yeah.
So pretty much,
Yeah,
so
kind
it's a
similar.
modified version of it.
Well, I mean, isn't Oscar's finisher exactly the same as Shayna Baszler's? They just got different names for it. Like they're very similar.
I mean, the amount of people that have super kick as their finisher.
well,
like,
no, Superkick isn't even a finisher anymore, man. It's a fucking signature move.
well, tell that to Shawn Michaels and tell that to Dolph Ziggler. So
No one has pinned anyone off a Superkick except for Shawn Michaels in the past fucking decade. It's a signature move into a finisher.
do you reckon they're building to?
Except for the Usos, but it's only when it's a double.
Do you reckon they're building to?
Dolph v. Shawn
Dolph Fisher.
at Royal Rumble.
Fuck me, no, Sean, you're done.
I mean,
just be done. Be done.
He took a bump. Like
I know he took a
He took a
bump,
bump.
and he fucking he doled out a fist.
yeah,
But
I mean,
just be done, Sean. And if you're gonna have one match,
I mean,
why
against
the fuck
AJ.
isn't it against AJ Styles?
Against AJ.
God damn it!
Why is Ziggler?
Ugh. Why'd you take the money, Sean? Why did you take the money?
Did you take the money?
You bastard!
Blood money.
You took the blood money. You didn't
He
have
loved the blood money.
God damn it!
Hey, he didn't take the Aussie blood money.
Yeah, I know. He came out. He took a fucking bump in Australia.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He took the choke slam like a man.
Who is Ziggler facing at SummerSlam?
They just announced it. Miz.
Oh yeah, that
Be a good match.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah,
it should be.
Good man.
It doesn't have the story or the heart of the fucking match from
like 2 years ago.
Backlash.
Backlash to No Mercy. Like that
Whatever
was,
that one was.
Like the No Mercy
Where
match
he
is still
lost-
one of the best matches I've
Yeah,
seen.
That was like
the one where he
that was
lost his shoe. That match was fucking
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
He had his career was on the line and shit.
Yeah, that was like one of the best stories.
And it was
of this
really funny
decade.
too because no one
miss-
knew. It was people actually didn't know if
Yeah.
it was actually
'Cause
real
he,
or not.
like, he
was teasing.
Because
he
the
was done.
backstage news was his contract was coming to an
Yeah.
end, and he was being offered a producer role.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it was like, yeah, okay,
And
this
he,
could
turned
be
around,
legit.
he kept saying he's like, I'm not re-signing with WWE. I'm done after.
Yeah.
You know,
That
7
was
days.
last time I felt proper worked.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck, that match was great.
Ziggler still has.
I'm still
stuff.
pretty pissed off that did not main event No Mercy. They should have main evented it.
What main event was it?
There was
Randy Orton,
Bray
Wyatt.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
true.
Yeah.
But it should have been
I know.
Miz and Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship as the main event. That would have been a great way to close the show.
I miss them. Like every now and then, they just do the gimmick of putting the IC title on last and just having a fucking workhorse match of just like two of the
Yeah.
best workers.
It's either first or last. in my
Yeah,
opinion.
that's such a Ziggler's another fucking weird like case study.
He is the very much, and Shawn Michaels is so on top of it when he said it. He's very much just
Yeah.
the guy who lived in Shawn's shadows.
Yeah.
with his budget, Shawn.
100%.
Like,
But I just love fucking Miz is just like do something.
yeah.
Just do something. Like I know, like his first championship run unfortunately cut short by a concussion. That's just bad luck. But like the dude has every fucking marketable like thing that Vince looks for
Yeah.
in a guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe he's a bit too small for Vince.
Not even that. Or they pushed people like Finn. They've pushed people like AJ.
Yeah, but I'm
like,
talking like 2011 when his push
back when-
started.
yeah.
Like probably the smallest guy back then to hold a title
CM Punk.
was Punk, Del Rio, and then when they gave it to Daniel Bryan like 2 years later.
Oh yeah, true.
But like
That
yeah,
was when the
but
shift
back,
was.
but back then it was
affirmed.
like Cena had it a bunch of times. It was Sheamus, Triple H had it I think at one point. Randy Orton floated through the title scene a few times. Del Rio had it inexplicably for some reason.
Del Rio had size on him.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
Del Rio
yeah,
was probably,
yeah.
and Christian also had the title for a little bit. Christian was probably the smallest of that.
Mark
era.
Henry,
Mark Henry had the fucking title for a bit too,
and that
So,
was
like,
such a good run.
yeah. But like, I don't know. Maybe they just looked at Ziggler and went, he's just for that roster. Like right now on the roster, Ziggler's probably middle of the ground, maybe upper middle of like big dudes on the roster because
Yeah.
like right now you've got Finn, AJ,
Ricochet.
Daniel Bryan, Ricochet, like all these like small athletic guys.
He stacks out almost. Well, obviously he's not bigger than Seth, but like when
he's
put up against,
he's bigger than fucking Kofi.
Yeah, but when put up against who we're calling Seth Rollins as the main guy right now, he's not that much smaller.
He's pretty comparable to Seth.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's a weird case study, man.
Which is like Brock and Braun are the last of their kinds. That's why they'll always be draws.
Yeah, you're never gonna. Oh, did you see that? There's like some massive 7'3" dude in NXT. Used to be a NFL linebacker.
No fucking way.
Yeah, and Cornette was like, this dude, if I was still booking the territories, me and this dude would make millions of dollars together. I'm like,
oh, okay, Cornette.
Shut the fuck up, Cornette. But also, like
I used to love Cornette, man, but he's getting... Oh, man. The old man ramblings are coming in now.
Every time there's something cool and innovative in wrestling, he's like, that's shit. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah. Like
Have some fun, for Christ's sake.
The old man ramblings have gone on a bit too long.
But, okay, how much of that do you think is, like, his persona solely on Twitter? Like, he knows. He knows whenever he is contrary to what the popular internet wrestling community opinion is, he gets fucking views and clicks and likes and
agree.
shit. Like, he gets all this traffic. And then, like, every fucking wrestler bites and retweets his shit.
But I do believe if he were given a position of power, he would follow exactly everything he's just said. So that's what I'm saying. Like, he might have a persona.
Look, he quite possibly would.
But it's still who he is.
Then that just shows he hasn't learnt shit about the industry in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Because you have to change the industry. You have to keep evolving it.
As Cornette would say to you both, thank you, fuck you, bye.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry.
He's hilarious to watch.
No, I know.
Don't get me wrong.
I know. Like, I love trolling through his Twitter because it's fucking... It is just like grumpy man yells at cloud. Like, that's...
Now who's laughing?
That's exactly what he is like. He
Shut up.
is fucking Abe Simpson of the wrestling community online. Like, that is who he is now.
My God.
That's exactly what it is. But like, yeah, apparently there's this fucking 7'3" behemoth in NXT at the moment. Like, but he's only doing like the house show circuit.
Jeez, 7'3", fuck.
I know.
Dude, they got Bronson Reed. Like, he's one of his own kind as well.
Don't call him that.
We have
Jonah Wright.
We have to start accepting it, boys.
I like none of those name changes except for Damian Priest. I liked.
I don't even like Damian Priest.
I like Damian Priest.
I like the name, but
honestly,
I like fucking Punishment Martinez better.
Punishment Martinez is one of the greatest names in wrestling history. I will give you that because it's just fucking brilliant.
What is the greatest name in wrestling history? Aside from shoot names, so like Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Kurt Angle don't count, I think.
The Yeti. No.
The Undertaker.
Thank you, Jake the Jobber.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think the
I love the way he
Undertaker.
pronounces that. The Undertaker is a fucking great name.
Yeah. Shoot? Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt's a really good name.
Finn Balor.
Finn, I like Finn.
I like Finn, yeah.
When you look into like the actual meaning behind that
I prefer
name.
Finn Balor over Prince Devitt.
Oh, no shit. But we're talking like in the landscape of all time. Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan, that's a good
Like,
one.
yeah, Hulk Hogan. Like, it's
And
so
everyone's-
fucking synonymous. I don't actually... Terry something? Like,
Terry Bollea.
yeah. Like,
Randy Savage.
Randy Savage, that's a good name.
that's too gimmicky for me. Just a bit.
And Hulk
Savage?
Hogan.
What about
Savage?
Brutus Beefcake?
Nah, too gimmicky. Is Shawn Michaels his shoot name?
Michael Hickenbottom.
Michael Hickenbottom. True?
Michael Sean Hickenbottom.
Yeah.
I do not rate Triple H. Now, I know it's like...
But
got
what
this,
about Hunter Hearst Helmsley?
I don't rate any variation of what he's had.
What about terrorizing?
I love terrorizing.
How is that not? Can you imagine if that was still his fucking wrestling name?
Terrorizing.
Terrorizing head booker of NXT.
Fuck.
NX terrorizing.
But like, really think about to someone who isn't a wrestling fan. You have to pitch like one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. His name is Triple H.
I know, but like it's so synonymous now that like it just works. But like, how did he not stick with terrorizing?
Oh, dude, terrorizing.
It's like you say to Kane. Like, remember, he was Isaac Yankem DDS. He was a fucking dentist.
Fucking Batista was like the Deacon.
Yeah, Deacon. Fuck.
Rock was Rocky Maivia.
Which is fine. It
Yeah,
was like
that's an alright fucking wrestling name.
Stone Cold was Stunning Steve Austin.
Stunning Steve Austin is
Stunning Steve ain't bad.
that's a great name.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of good wrestling. I hate all the new ones like Braun Strowman. What the fuck does that mean? Like,
Yeah. It's like
Braun
Strongman is like I think where they went with
who's
that.
fucking Stinsky 2.0?
Lars Sullivan.
Terrible name. Fuck.
Lars isn't bad.
Lars
Sullivan is...
Lars sounds like the guy in IT with the fucking glasses with the fucking tape in the middle.
Snitsky's a stupid name.
Yeah.
It wasn't my fault. Oh, Edge is a good name.
Edge.
Edge
yeah,
is good.
Love Edge.
Edge is a great name.
Edge is actually good. Yeah.
Yeah, not the Edge, but just Edge. I love that.
I don't diss the guitars from U2.
I will diss everyone from you too. Thank you very much.
You're not
Are we
to-
rating Dolph Ziggler?
No.
See that.
It
I just don't know.
Yeah, I don't like Ziggler.
I prefer Nikki from the Spirit Squad. Sorry. Nick the Caddy with Kerwin White.
Kerwin
White's caddy, Nikki.
Rey Mysterio's a fucking good name.
Yeah,
Yep.
actually, fuck, I can't believe it took us this long to get to Ray.
Mysterio.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
But I also love
Rey
as well.
Mysterio's really good.
I love Ray Phoenix and Pentagon Jr. They're good names.
Pentagon's, I love all the variations on his name. Penta L0M.
Yeah.
Like, just all these, like, because whenever he had, like, the copyright issue with, like, whatever company he was working for, so you can't use our name outside of whatever.
Yeah,
He's
Johnny
like, cool.
Impact, Johnny Wrestling.
Yeah. I don't know. There's got to be, like, a perfect one. See, you don't rate Randy Savage?
I just don't think the Savage.
The Macho Man.
No, I'm not dissing the guy. I'm completely just going off the name. I just don't rate.
I'll tell you who had too many, like, gimmick names. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. There's too much.
But he was Ricky. Oh no, Ricky Steamboat was not his name.
No, it wasn't. No, Ricky Steamboat. It's like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. It's like Ricky Steamboat's a pretty fucking good name.
Are we going to count Ric Flair, despite the fact that Flair is his technical last name, but
Flair.
not Flair is how it's pronounced?
Richard Flair. I don't know. Ric Flair's one of those ones. It's just synonymous. It's just like it just works. I don't know. Ricochet's a good fucking name.
Yeah, Ricochet's good.
It
is.
It suits him.
And it's on the cusp of being like really gimmicky.
Yeah.
Like if he were a more gimmickier guy who was like literally like,
Yeah.
my name is Ricochet and I'm just gonna sling blade people across the ring because I'm a Ricochet.
But
like that would ruin the name.
Chris
for me.
Jericho's a good name as well because his real name is Chris Irvine.
That's true. Chris
Jericho's
Jericho's not bad.
Fucking good name.
Actually, Chris Jericho will be up there.
Yeah.
I was having the Mount Rushmore discussion the other day, and who I would put in the Mount Rushmore of wrestlers with Connor.
It's impossible.
We've had this conversation before.
Yeah.
I think we have. Have we had it?
We've had this conversation
I
before.
think
We
Jericho
would be in the Mount
thoroughly
Rushmore.
deserves
Yeah.
to be on the Mount
He-
Rushmore.
He does.
is
For a couple of
50
reasons
years
that I
old
don't think
and he's
you...
still changing the game.
Yeah. TLDR, but I think a lot of like... So when I think, and especially when it comes to Mount Rushmore discussions, the reason why I like them more than like tier listing ones is because it's not about one being better than the other.
Yeah.
It's about them all being able to do something different or change the game.
And
Or-
Jericho has changed pro wrestling in the last 20 years.
Yeah, Jericho changed wrestling the moment he won the title because he was
Yeah.
the first person of his size to be looked at that way.
And it was funny enough too
and to
because
cross promotions.
Because if you looked at it as well, a month before he actually won the belt from Triple H originally, he was going to leave WWE because it wasn't the opportunity he was given or he was told he was going to be given when he got there.
Well, I
so
mean-
Vince sweet talked him saying, we're going to give you, we're not going to give you a run with the belt, but we're going to get you to win the belt of Triple H.
And then drop it back to him.
And then drop,
sorry.
Get it back because
Yeah.
it was unfair.
So my Mount Rushmore that we settled on
Yep.
was Hulk,
Yeah,
Yep.
okay, yeah.
Rock, and Stone Cold sharing a position. I can't put one over the other. I can't.
That's fair.
Because you can't have one without the
I
other.
can.
Would you put Stone Cold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stone Cold was,
If I had to, it would be Stone Cold.
Dude,
But
Stone
Rock-
Cold was Stone Cold at WrestleMania 14. Rock was not a part of that
No,
conversation.
but Rock gets into that conversation because of what he was managed to do with Stone Cold, and then everything he'd done outside of it. He put WWE on the map on a bigger multimedia mainstream landscape.
Yeah,
Right?
He was
but
the-
like,
He was the first to ever break out thoroughly from
Into
the
Hollywood.
industry.
but
Now, guys like Hulk and like,
but Stone Cold is the biggest draw of all time.
yeah, but
And
that's what I'm saying.
And the thing is,
but
he
doesn't become the biggest
he
draw
was
of all
only
time.
on top for 4 years.
Yeah, and Rock was only there for about 7, right?
know.
Like they had very small time frames, but he managed to have that 4 years with the help of a Rock. So I put them together. It's unfair for me because one deserves it. then
What's
the
your
other.
third?
Third is Chris Jericho.
Yep.
Okay.
And then fourth is John Cena.
Do, 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 do.
John Cena will be untouched. John Cena, in my opinion, actually has to probably go down as the greatest of all time.
15 years on top.
Yep.
No one has had the longevity he's had in the main event scene. No one has done it.
Unless your name's
Aside
Bruno Sammartino.
Aside from Bruno, fair enough. Bruno was in the discussion.
Yeah. Bruno has to be in the discussion.
No
Ric
one
Flair would
has-
be in the discussion.
Ric Flair has to be in the discussion. Shawn
And he
Michaels has to be in the
They're
discussion.
all in discussion, but they're
Yeah.
all like, these guys were game changers for the industry.
Yeah.
Someone like Ric Flair was very much a molded and product of the industry.
Actually,
And managed to win 30
I'll
titles.
stop you there. Ric Flair did change the game because he took the WCW World Heavyweight Championship belt with him to WWE when he had a fight with Jim Hurd.
That was a big move.
That was massive.
And he was the quintessential territory guy. He would go to every single territory, not just his own, and put the belt on the line.
Yeah.
And that's
true.
what made him who he is. Like the fact he traveled.
Well, then shoot, maybe I throw out Hogan and I put Flair. Maybe I throw out Hogan and I put Flair. Because I think the other guys are untouched.
But Hulkamania and the WrestleMania movement.
I agree.
That is untouchable because that was the death of the territory era.
Yeah.
That was like we are putting an end to
it
this
is a hard
and-
Mount Rushmore.
and making it like it. Like mine is pretty simple. Like it's Stone Cold. It is Hulk Hogan as much as I hate the fact that it's Hulk Hogan. Flair and Shawn Michaels. That is 100%.
What are you giving it to Shawn for?
Shawn is the best in-ring competitor of all time, and I will.
But how has
I
he
will
changed?
Fight anybody.
No, I agree with you if you would argue he's changed
Oh,
it
no,
for
he
smaller guys to be able to be perceived in that way.
He went from this cut and dry, babyface in the tag
Rocker.
team in the Rockers, and then became the weird male stripper version of himself with the title, but he also created DX.
Yeah.
And DX, like there are a million things that people are just like, oh, the Attitude Era was at WrestleMania 14, it was at the Montreal Screwjob. To me, the Attitude Era is the birth of DX.
You would actually have an easier time doing a Mount Rushmore of moments in wrestling than wrestlers
Yeah.
themselves.
Actually, I'd put
Jesus,
Shawn Michaels there.
No, that's still fucking hard.
I'd put him in the Mount Rushmore as
Yeah.
well.
If
Shawn
you had to
Michaels-
do a Mount
but also-
Rushmore of moments of wrestling, what would you have? Because
Take a losing.
take a losing. I'd have shoot the Punk pipe bomb.
Yep.
The Punk
Alright.
pipe bomb.
Take a losing. Punk pipe bomb. The Austin 316 promo it's so iconic. It is
Yep.
so
I know.
fucking iconic. But then that's two promos in one match. One more match. Hulk slamming Andre.
Yeah. Hulk slamming Andre is
Hulk slamming Andre is just they still use it to this day as just like that is wrestling. Like that is what the reaction we want from the crowd, just everyone standing on their feet and just being like, we don't believe what we're seeing. That's exactly what wrestling is, and like that is such a fucking moment. It is so hard.
I'd
to
add
go past that.
I'd actually would add an extra one to the Mount Rushmore,
Yeah,
and it puts perfectly with who you picked as your Mount Rushmore too.
yeah.
But Shawn Michaels to come out of retirement 4 years after he was told and he thought he would never go back to wrestling ever again. Because if you look at that too, and that's why Shawn Michaels would be in my Mount Rushmore too.
Yeah, no,
It's
because he had two careers.
Yeah, because
He had two careers.
he came back 4 years after his last match. And
Is that the Shawn Michaels moment you want to put on your Mount Rushmore?
Yes.
And not the screw job?
no, I'd put Shawn Michaels coming back because that was so iconic for someone like him.
I think the screw job literally changed the industry.
It did. But Shawn,
Fuck, it is. Oh,
but for Shawn to come back 4 years after he retired is a big thing too because
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying.
because it was a turning point in his life. That's why he was.
No, I'm
It was a
agreeing.
massive turning point in his
But
life,
to change the industry.
and he changed the industry.
No,
there.
nothing changed the industry more than the Montreal screw job. Come on.
The screw job.
Like, it literally changed
There's
the
documentaries
industry.
and shit about it. Like, it is the most, like, you tell any wrestling fan, even any casual
was the
wrestling
day
fan, it's like
that-
Montreal Screwjob, like, oh yeah, Shawn Michaels and
The
Bret
biggest
Hart.
thing, it's credit to it, and kayfabe would have died beforehand or afterwards, depending
Yeah.
on like whenever you want to define it.
Yeah.
But everyone defines it as definitively being dead when the Montreal Screw Job happened. That was when the industry
Either
opened
that-
up and it was like, oh, this shit is scripted.
Either that or
like-
the curtain call.
Yeah.
Call.
See, yeah, but they happened so close to each other,
They
didn't they?
were roughly around the same time.
Yeah.
Curtain call's massive as well.
Well, the curtain call also has documentaries on it. Triple H copped fucking flack for the curtain call.
Also, another documentary that has been shown a couple times too was when Mankind got those 10 unprotected chair shots by The Rock as well.
Yeah. Oh,
That
another
should be-
moment of wrestling is Mankind going over the cell. Granted, that's been done multiple times since. I think that actually takes away from it in a little bit.
It does, but like that is. Fuck. See, that's
How hard is it?
Dude, Mount Rushmore of wrestling moments is so fucking hard. Because like the pipe bomb, Even like something like Daniel Bryan winning at 30, like that is huge.
But
just,
we have to look at it
so
through the
epic.
lens of, did it change the industry? Like, is at least how I have to look at it, and that's why
Then
untouchable is
I got to
Screwjob.
I got to take the pipe bomb off. And
I'm thinking of taking the pipe on off as well.
Yeah. See, like, I mean, people have done good promos before, and like his was a very much like taking away kayfabe sort of.
Well, his one
lens.
really brought a new light to WWE in the mainstream.
It was floundering at that point.
Yeah.
It was absolutely floundering, and he was the one shining light we had at that point. Man, off the cell is huge. It is real hard. I got to okay. My definites are Andre and Hulk at 3.
Yeah. So my definites that one.
The 316 promo.
316 promo and the Montreal Screwjob are untouched.
Montreal Screwjob
as changing wrestling.
Oh.
Could you argue Mankind? Could you argue Mankind winning the belt?
Fuck.
Actually, I've got another one.
Think of.
I mean, that is the fucking game changer right there.
Like that literally changed.
What about RoboCop showing up and helping Sting fight Sid Vicious? Anybody?
No.
No.
Just you, bro.
No. Oh, actually,
bro.
Actually, another
sure?
one for Mount Rushmore too. When Hall and Nash went to WCW.
Oh. No, Hulk turning heel.
Hulk turning heel.
Hulk joining the Outsiders and becoming the NWO. That was massive.
Wrestling.
That was fucking huge.
That did change
bigger
wrestling.
Oh, God, it's too hard.
It actually changed wrestling.
Oh, it's too hard.
I think we just leave it there.
It's just all right. Well, that's the show for this week.
We'll spend time thinking about
God
it.
damn it, that is so fucking hard.
Plug.
All right, you can follow us everywhere at Australia Mania Pod. STRA. Fuck, it's been a while. STRAYAMANIA POD on Twitter and Instagram. Australia Mania Podcast on YouTube and Facebook. You can follow me everywhere at Ricki Needs at RICKINEEDS on Twitter, Instagram, and the YouTubes. David.
You can follow me everywhere. No, not everywhere. Just on Instagram. _ the Halfcast Prince.
And Michael.
Tomo Media Twitter.
All right, we will be back next week with our... Next week is the SummerSlam Go Home.
Holy shit.
Who
It is too.
Who are you facing for the belt? Mr. David?
Did I win? I didn't know I won.
No, you have to choose your opponent.
I will announce it next week.
Next week? All right, so that'll go up, and also our prediction video for SummerSlam and NXT TakeOver Toronto will be up. So next week we'll be previewing all of that, talking about the week in wrestling.
Undisputed Era is going to get all the belts, baby.
I am banking on that as well.
So am I.
Yeah, so until then, enjoy the week in wrestling, enjoy the G1. It's still happening, and it's being awesome. And enjoy Raw and SmackDown next week. We'll see you next week. Bye!
This podcast is part of the Heartifact Podcast Network. For more of this and our other podcasts, head to heartifactstudios.com.au.